Rachel and Clare Wallmeyer are identical twins. They were beautiful, bright, straight-A students. Then, when they were 14, suddenly their perfect world collapsed. Kilo by kilo, the twins began wasting away. And for the next 20 years, they'd struggle with a deadly disease, one that affects thousands of Australian teenagers: anorexia. Now the twins are 34. They're literally just skin and bone. They still live together, still share everything, including, tragically, a death wish. Quite simply, they've given up on life. But thank goodness, not everyone has given up on them. Identical twins, Clare and Rachel Wallmeyer, are running out of time. Their lives have been ruined by anorexia, and now they're literally starving themselves to death.
We are living solely anorexia, and to live solely anorexia
is horror.
Is horror.
We live to die.
And to be in constant pain, to wake up every day and not. Sometimes you can't get out of bed. You're just so tired.
Everything's a struggle, and there's no point in it.
Rachel and Clare run to lose weight. This obsessive training is all part of their illness, an illness they've been fighting for 20 years. Rachel, how much do you weigh?
About 32 and a half, just off.
And what does 32 and a half, that number, mean to you?
It's lower than I was, so the less the better, I guess. So,
Clare is 1 kilo heavier.
So we get on the scale hoping there's less so we're heading the right way. Oh my God, that is horrible.
Oh, it's
not.
They were happy, vivacious, very affectionate, mischievous, beautiful, very lovable.
Could be. Yeah, no, that's your arm. Yeah.
Rachel and Clare grew up in Melbourne. They did well at school and excelled at sport. For their parents, Bob and Moya, the twin girls, had a bright future.
Golden girls.
And how would you describe them now?
Ill, very ill. Maybe they're going to die.
Teenage girls are most at risk of getting anorexia, and Rachel and Clare were 14 when their weight dropped to a pitiful 28 kilograms. It was 1984.
I picked up a diary that was open in their room and read that they had read about anorexia and they had stopped eating and
We're being noticed.
Yeah, that was their way of being noticed at school.
When we got anorexia, it was the first time that we got recognised. People actually verbally said to us, "Oh, gee, you lost weight." And we thought, hey, this is an achievement here.
When Rachel and Clare look in the mirror, they don't see what we see.
The face is thinner.
No way. You are so much skinnier.
No, you've just got muscle, trained legs. I'm all flab.
They see a distorted image of themselves and each other. Anorexia is not just about being thin, it's a serious mental illness.
I think the biggest lesson that we could teach people is anorexia is an insidious disease, mental disease, that has physical implications that kill. And those that suffer it, unless they have something to fight for, die. You take away the anorexia then and, my God, I'm nothing. I don't even know who I am now. We've lost ourselves, but we never found ourselves in the first place, I don't think.
people say to us, "You're so strong. How come you're so strong?" And we think to ourselves, "You want to see me at night when I'm crying all night?"
That's very, very frequent.
That's why the garden's so green.
Not from your tears? How bad has your body become, Claire?
I've had 38 stress fractures because my bone density is well over that of a 100-year-old. I've never menstruated. My liver functions down, kidney functions down.
Over the past 20 years, their parents have desperately sought the advice of doctors, psychiatrists and counsellors. But for every occasional breakthrough, there has always been the inevitable relapse.
We can't understand why the one who's feeling better can't pull up the one who's down. It seems to work the other way, mostly.
Their daughters are now 34 and more fragile than ever. They've been admitted to hospital more than 40 times and have attempted suicide on numerous occasions. Give me a sense of what you eat, if you eat anything in a day.
Essentially, we don't eat anything. We might have a piece of watermelon and Diet Coke we have, and coffee.
And you use laxatives as well.
At least 20.
You have so much strength and control not to eat. Why can't you harness that strength to eat?
Well, why? What for do I need to eat for?
Does anything in life give you pleasure?
No. A hug from my sister.
It's a serious psychological illness. It is not a physical illness, but society sees it purely as an aesthetic thing and a choice thing, and this is not a choice. Why would these girls, why would anyone want to live like that?
Because I want to also improve.
If anyone can offer hope, it's Bronte Cullis. 10 years ago, she was in the grip of this appalling disease. It took years of intensive treatment, but Bronte was able to beat anorexia.
I saw them go in there.
Today, she's one of the few people who truly understand what Rachel and Claire are going through.
Still, that doesn't change the fact that there's no one here at this point in our lives that understands Rachel and Claire.
When you see Rachel and Claire, too much? Yeah, it's too much, isn't it?
I'm so sad that they can't see any hope because I've been there, but I am here now and I know that life is worth living, and I wish so much I could make them see that, but I can't. And that's a very frustrating thing, that you can't make somebody want to get better, that they have to want it for themselves.
But right now, they want only for this to end. They've made a pact to get down to 25 kilos. Then they believe they'll die.
I think over the past 3.5 years, my soul and that light that I might find someone or something to beat my disease with has gone. But I haven't, Rach. And Claire's the only person that remains by my side. At least we'll die together. Being with Rachel is, and hopefully makes it somewhat easier to die. There'll be a life after or something where I can give to the world and be somebody. She's someone to me. And she's someone to me.
They've never finished university, never had a job, never been in love. They have but one friend.
I heard you got a bigger Tweety given to you, but I want to give you this.
Tim Cohen is a community worker with the Salvation Army in Geelong. His visits and gifts provide laughter and joy to lives that have so little.
Giles, good old Giles. Thank you.
Sadly, this year Rachel and Claire's plight became even more desperate. In an effort to lose extra weight and to block out the pain, the girls turned to amphetamines and other hard drugs. Their drug use led to crime, including petty theft, and now they're both facing possible prison sentences. What could happen to you both, do you see, if you do go to jail?
We'll die quicker. We feel we've got such little time left.
And it's like
to take that away.
Punished.
And separate us when we've got such little time left.
And we regret so much what we've done.
Society judges them really harshly. They call them criminals, drug addicts.
They are a manifestation of their illness. It is what their illness does to them, makes them do, because they are so tortured inside. And I just think it's so terribly sad that any person with mental illness, whatever illness it is, are judged so harshly.
After years of living with her daughter's illness, Jan Cullis now runs the Bronte Foundation, which treats anorexia. Today, Bob and Moya have brought the twins to be assessed for possible treatment.
Let's talk a little bit about how you think Mum and Dad would be if you weren't here anymore.
I think they'd probably go through the mourning process. They'd be devastated first, but the world keeps turning then.
Okay, what you're doing right now is you're intellectualising what Mum is going to feel.
I just cannot imagine losing them. I think it'd be horrific losing one daughter, but losing two, I can't bear to think of it. They've been fighters all their lives. They were born 8 weeks prematurely and they had to fight then, so...
When I first saw them, my heart sunk because they're in a really desperate place. But as you talk to them, you realise that in some very small way, they are still there inside. And there is a tiny part of them that actually does want to make it.
I came in here completely black inside. Part of me is there's someone that switched a light on, and maybe, just maybe, Rachel and me could get together and show the world how strong we can be. Maybe, you know, this could be the start of it rather than the end of it like we planned. But can you imagine tomorrow getting up in the morning and having breakfast?
Are you still shocked when you see young women like Rachel and Claire?
I don't get shocked anymore. I'm just so deeply saddened that as a society we still walk away from people and give up on them so easily. And I cannot imagine where has the support been that has allowed these people to reach this point.
There's no guarantee of a happy ending for Rachel and Claire, nor is there much time left. But while there is time, there's hope.
I get angry when people tell me they're going to die. I'll cope with that if the time comes, but no. I've fought this illness for 20 years and I'm not going to stop fighting.
Most people have a mark to leave on the world, and we haven't. All we leave is failure. Yeah.
Perhaps the mark you could leave on the world is success. We got better, we beat it.
Maybe, but people still judge the disease, don't they? But maybe the best lesson that anyone could learn is that anorexia kills. It's not a choice. It's not an achievement to be thin.
Do you have hope for them?
I have hope for everybody with this illness. I don't think I could front up to work every day unless I had hope, because it would be too sad. I think the chances for them are really, really tiny. But I think it really comes down to the absolute desire to live over the easier way to die. And if they can find a desire to live within them, then there is a chance that they can beat this.
Hello, I'm Tom Steinfort. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au, as well as the 9Now app.